Good evening. I'm Alan Harrison, the Jacksonville Jewish Center Vice President of Finance. I am pleased to report that during the past year we made significant progress in the areas of financial reporting, internal control, and management of the Center's financial resources. I'd like to mention a few that I think are important. One, we drafted a donor gift policy and agreement that identifies the donor's intent and disposition of contributed funds. This will allow us to use the funds to better support center and school operations. Two, we implemented procedures to fully utilize our accounting software, allowing us to produce reliable financial statements within 10 days of month end. We asked each division to participate in the preparation of their annual budget. We wanted them to take ownership of the operations over which they have control. 4, we implemented quarterly financial reviews with each division to examine both positive and negative budget variances to identify problems and trends and help them plan for the remainder of the year. Number 5, we selected and engaged an independent CPA firm to conduct an audit of our operations for the fiscal year ended 6/30/2019. This is a new requirement from the school's accrediting organization. I feel we are realizing benefits from this added expense through increased member confidence that our financials are accurate and the auditor's recommendations for systems and internal control improvements. Number 6, we made a timely filing with the Small Business Administration for a forgivable payroll protection loan to allow us to continue to pay salaries and certain expenses while the preschool was closed due to the COVID-19 virus. We did not have to furlough any employees. Number 7, the center continues to face challenges from the impact of the COVID-19 virus on the finances of many of our congregants. This has the potential of affecting contributions, tuitions, and dues payments. We recognize their problem. We're working with them. However, budget variances may result from potential revenue losses. And finally, and most important, I want to recognize our accounting manager, Lisa Lee, and her staff, Lori Gerard, Rose Tincher, and Corbin Greer, for the dedication and commitment to the center. I appreciate how they have met the challenges, frustrations, and deadlines that are all part of the accounting profession. Don't hesitate to call if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions. Thank you.
Hi, it's Kim. What a crazy year this has been. We started off the year like this. And now it looks like this. We started the year with 805 families and we ended with 834 families. Thank you to our wonderful staff people and clergy and volunteers who make everyone feel so welcome. So what about the membership team? What did we do this past year? For the people who say they never know what is going on, we gave them a handy calendar of major events and put it at every seat for the high holidays and put it in every yearbook. Every year, we host congregational Shabbat dinners and new member Shabbat, and this year was no different. Except for one thing. Research shows that name badges make people feel more comfortable and more welcome. So we put them in for new member Shabbat, and then we just kept them around. It's totally optional, but so far it's been well received. In the fall, we had an engagement bingo competition with lots of info about when things were going on, and it encouraged people to try different things. It did not have a lot of participation, but the people who did participate really enjoyed it, and so we're not ready to give up on it yet. It just needs some revamping. We had some interest groups going, and we had plans for some more. We worked with Rabbi Rosenblum to start setting up groups in outlying areas like St. Johns County. But then came coronavirus. Coronavirus may have stalled a few things, but it also brought some good things. People who live far can still participate now that everything is online. We moved trivia online. Rabbi Rosenblum started a weekly cooking session, and Rabbi Rosenblum, along with Danielle, Derry, Tracy, and the Hesed Chair, started a phone tree to reach all of our membership and check in with them. Next year, we're looking forward to picking up where we left off with Sulam. That means getting some new membership software and polling our members to find out what their skills and interests are. We don't know what next year will bring, but we do know we can get through it together.
Hi, I'm Stu Applebaum, Vice President of Religious Life. I'd like to update you tonight on the activities of the Religious Life Committee. We have reimagined the Religious Life Committee to encompass all aspects of religious life rather than just focusing on ritual matters. Our goal is to foster greater involvement and engagement by the entire congregation in the religious life of the center. The focus of the committee this year has been on implementing the recommendations of the Worship Ritual Task Force that was part of the center's Sulam strategic planning effort. The task force recommendations were centered on making the Shabbat experience inspirational for everyone, regardless of level of knowledge or level of observance. We've been looking at all aspects of the Shabbat experience, from Friday night services through Shabbat morning to Havdalah. Changes have already been made to the Kabbalat Shabbat and Friday night service so that Shabbat in the round and music are now a standard for the Friday night service. We've been working to create a cadre of Shabbat ambassadors to help in the work of building a sacred community. We've also been working to enhance our Gan Shabbat program. On Shabbat morning, new options such as a healing service have been added, and over the coming year, we'll continue our efforts to enhance the Shabbat experience. In time for the high holidays last year, repairs were completed on our Torahs that were out of commission due to errors or letters where the ink had chipped away. All of our Torahs are now kosher and can be used as services. We've now joined a maintenance program to ensure that our Torahs are properly maintained and repaired should the need ever arise. We thank our donors and our fundraisers for their generosity that allowed us to meet this critical need. Last year, we changed the process for distributing high holiday honors with a goal of, over time, providing every member with the opportunity to receive an honor. Many honors are now assigned alphabetically. We're pleased that last year many members received a high holiday honor for the first time. We congratulate our Minion of the Year, Harry Shmunis, and hope that we can celebrate with him soon. I want to thank the Millionaire of the Year Committee, led by Joette Anderson, for their work on this important event. For the past few months, we've been faced with the unprecedented challenge of the COVID-19 crisis. Through the dedication and resourcefulness of our clergy and staff, we were able to respond to this challenge by offering virtual services. We celebrated Pesach and Shavuot virtually. We hold Kabbalat Shabbat, Shabbat morning services, and Havdalah every week virtually. We've been able to also provide twice daily virtual minions. Although we've been physically apart, we've been able to maintain our spiritual connections. Our virtual services have allowed people from everywhere, not just Jacksonville, but all over the country and even Canada, to join our services. Again, I want to thank our clergy and staff for all they've done to keep us connected. We've now resumed evening weekday minions of the center, and we hope to be able to expand that as soon as we can safely do that. But with many of our minion regulars unable to come to the center now, we need those who can safely come to sign up for a minion. Please help us ensure that we can continue to have a minion every day. Let me end by thanking all the members of the Religious Life Committee for their dedication and support this year. I look forward in the coming year to continuing the progress that we have made.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Ben, for providing this forum to update the community about the Bernard and Alice Sullivan Religious School, Debo Preschool, and Martin J. Gottlieb Day School. Thank you also for your leadership this past year. It's certainly been one for the books. The key word for this year was transition, beginning with the VP of Education role. Hello, I'm Eric Rostholder and the new VP of Education. I'll start with the Bernard and Alice Sullivan Religious School, a cornerstone of our synagogue, which helps to build and sustain our Jewish community. First, Mazel Tov to our 7th grade and CUM graduating class. We're also very proud of you. Over a month ago, we reconstituted the Cabinet Subcommittee directly responsible for religious school excellence. A very big thank you to Amy Levinson, chair of the subcommittee, who has been working tirelessly to ensure that our religious school students and parents can be confident that curriculum, teaching, and experience will be everything our students and parents expect it to be next year. Turning to the DeBow Preschool and Martin J. Gottlieb Day School, as many of you know, our prior head of school left mid-year, and we used the last few months of the school year to enhance cultural continuity and teamwork at the preschool and the day school. With the guidance of Debbie Kay, our school leadership team and teachers began working together as never before. Enhancing the importance of teamwork served us well, as a health pandemic almost overnight caused us to transition to a remote learning platform. Our leadership team and teachers, with the support of Debbie Kay and Dale Schemmer, worked continuously to keep our students engaged and on track with their studies. We are truly blessed to have such tremendous people working in support of our school. When the school year ended, we celebrated the graduation of 14 amazing students from the Martin J. Gottlieb Day School, who will now go on to great high school programs. We already have over 180 children enrolled for next year between the DeBow Preschool and Martin J. Gottlieb Day School, and we're working hard every day to enroll more children. As if you or anyone you know has interest in their children attending, please don't be shy. I cannot be more proud of all the hard work performed by our leadership team, our teachers, Debbie Kay and Dale Schemmer, as they all help pave the way to seamlessly welcome our new head of school, Tina Silva, to our family. Tina officially began on June 1st and is already diving in, driving our summer programs and preparing for next school year and the challenges it may bring so that students can safely return to the building. Should we be required to again use a distance learning platform, we will also review and enhance our technology, curriculum, and professional development training to ensure that we deliver the best education experience that we can. In between, we also became reaccredited by the Florida Council of Independent Schools, while also having one of the most successful Lador Vidor campaigns in our history. It is tremendously rewarding to see community support increase to ensure that our children have the capacity to not only obtain the best secular education in Jacksonville, but also simultaneously form a strong Jewish identity, a love of Jewish history and Torah, and a love of Israel through attendance in all of our schools. So what's next? We will begin talking more broadly about our children's successes and marketing our schools, so all in our community are more informed. We will be reviewing and modifying our curriculum where appropriate, and increasing teacher professional development to ensure continued educational excellence. We will work towards enhancing delivery of remote learning and ensure our teachers have the training and technology to support our children either in the classroom or remotely. These schools don't exist to simply educate our children. They nourish, support, and grow Jewish life in Jacksonville, and their existence is a blessing for all of us. To that end, we've already begun planning for not only next year's Lador Vidor campaign, which supports the preschool, day school, religious school, and youth education, but also creating endowments for any of the above schools. Even though we've passed a balanced school budget for next year without any need of synagogue support, we still must raise over $325,000 just to break even, and with your help, we'll do just that. It only takes $25,000 to create an endowment, and I'm pleased to share that we already have 2 new school endowments as of the date of this report. Please contact me for questions about giving to the schools, either for Lador Vidor or endowment. If we don't ensure the school's continuation, who will? Please also remember the Jacksonville Jewish Center and our schools in your estate and legacy giving plans. Thank you all for your continued support for our schools. The future of our Jacksonville Jewish Center community will continue to be strong because of these schools and your support. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ken Hilbert, the VP of the House Committee, and I'd like to deliver the annual report. This year has been a challenge for our committee, and without the support of an amazing community, we would not have been able to accomplish as much as we did. Special thanks goes out to our amazing JGC staff team that has played a critical role in keeping our synagogue and school open and operational. The beginning of this year was met with a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I hope it doesn't repeat itself, the roof collapse of our preschool classrooms. As we thanked God every day for there being no injuries, we were able to use this time to inspect our entire campus and evaluate the structure to ensure there were no deficiencies in other areas. An outside engineering firm was engaged to make an independent assessment and provide us with the all clear. We worked with our amazing construction partner, Sweetwater Construction, to reopen portions of our campus as soon as possible. We were able to get the day school portion of our building back up and running to make sure we did not turn away any children. As the school year progressed, the in-house facilities team, guided by Tracy and Brent, helped facilitate the opening of half of our preschool wing. And as we rapidly approach the middle of our summer, we are well on our way to meeting the goal of having all rooms and common areas available for the start of the 2020 and 2021 school year. The next point I would like to touch on is the adjustments we have made as an organization to the current conditions brought on by COVID. The facilities team sprang into action immediately upon the shutdown and began taking steps to reduce our expenses in proportion to the change in use of our amazing facility. Many contracts with outside vendors were suspended, and those tasks were moved to the facilities team. Things such as ground maintenance, tree trimming, pool maintenance became routine tasks for our team. Along with the reduction in overall energy usage, I can't say enough on how much I appreciate the positive attitudes and quick-wittedness of the team to take action without having to be asked to do so. As we look into the future, we see the current change in our building usage as an opportunity to complete many items that have been on the to-do list for some time. We have added a shade structure between the preschool and day schools, with replacing the structure over the preschool playground to help protect the children from the sun during their outdoor playtime. Work is also progressing on replacement of broken skylights in the promenade, along with completing replacement of memorial wall lighting. While these are just a few of the highlights, we have many similar items that get checked off on a daily basis. I would like to close by saying I wish I had the time to go down a list of things completed this year, but that would not put the focus on the most important parts: our amazing staff, our amazing community, and our amazing leadership team. Thank you again for the time, and please, whenever you are in the building and see one of our center staff people that keep this beautiful place just as amazing as we would like it, please stop and take the time to thank them for all their hard work and their contributions every day. Thank you.
Hi, Dan Jaffa, the VP of Youth, and here to give the 2019-2020 Youth Report. This year, we've had 25 active USY members. We had 28 that were registered. We also had one of our active members was new to the synagogue and is on the 2020-2021 board. We had 32 active Kadima members, 37 registered, and 6 are newly active that were not active before. We have 15 active Halatzim members. We have 26 registered, and of that 15, 3 are new to activities. We also have 15 children in Cub Scouts. This is a growth. We are growing our Cub Scouts. This year, we had our opening event for USY was a freshman kidnapping, as well as a trip to Bob's River Place. Our opening Kadima event and Halatzim event was at Adventure Landing. Our kids traveled to the Regional General Board Convention. 5 of them went. We also had kids go to the Fall Sub-Regional Convention in Tampa. Our first Joshua Kadima Convention in over 3 years went over wonderful. We had another great USY convention in Jacksonville. It was well attended, and all of our kids had an absolute blast. We had 5 kids that went to International Convention, which is big for us. I think in the years past we've had between 2 or 3. One of our biggest events of the year is Yom Disney Day, and it did not disappoint again. And then we turned to COVID-19. We had virtual conventions, we've had dance parties, we've had online learnings, we've had multiple games of Kahoots. We had virtual elections, which went over well. US and Kadima are still going on over the summer. This is new to keep our kids active. From a Cub Scout perspective, there are big events this year with the 2019 Cubbery, They also did the prep for the Pinewood Derby. COVID, I believe, prevented the Pinewood Derby from happening. They also, as a pack, went to a kayaking event, I believe New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I asked around, and the best scouting event was the Cabaret. The best Kadima and Chalitzim event was Urban Air, and the best USOI event was Haman's Haunted House. That was my personal favorite, just because at the general board meeting this year, we were able to hear them laugh and giggle as they were running around the synagogue pretending to be scared. Here's some photos from the year, our advisors, our kids, going to the International Convention, Yum Disney, as well as at Urban Air. Unfortunately this year, our summer programs have come to a close due to COVID-19. Both Ramah as well as USY had canceled all of their trips. Hopefully 2021, this will change. So, it's going to be hopefully next year. I want to send a big thank you to Sarah Crow and Justin Sakoffs. I want to congratulate both Justin and Rachel on the new baby boy. Real big thank you to all of our youth advisors, Ben, Ian, Robin, Rebecca, Moshe Rodham, and Leah. I want to also thank Andrew and Katrina Vargas Catering. Their food is always wonderful. Really want to send out a big thank you to all the center staff who are there for us in all of our events. And I want to thank Gail Bayless for mentoring Sarah Crow. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see everybody in the future.
Shalom, everyone. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Rachel Brodsky, and I'm proud to deliver this year's programming report for the Jacksonville Jewish Center. Times have certainly changed for all of us since I began this journey as programming vice president from the Bima at the center about a year ago. In preparing to share the programming successes of the past year with you today, I thought to myself, during these challenging times, how can I share my message with a positive connection? Then I remembered our special musical treat that we'll be sharing with you later tonight from Nefesh Mountain. The word Nefesh literally means life or spirit. And by bringing people together, even virtually like this, gives us strength that we will all need to manage through these difficult times until we return to the days when we will all be together again in person. The life and spirit of our community has never been more important than it is right now. I don't know about you, but I don't think I realized how good we had it until our world changed this past spring. While it is hard work to organize quality events that are both relevant and enjoyable for the members of our congregation, it is still definitely a labor of love. However, when you have the ability to work, live entertainment, decorations, interactive activities, and of course, food into our programs, everything seems to fall into place. Last fall through this spring, we shared many meals such as Shabbat deli, nacho typical Shabbat, dinner in the sukkah, and Southern fried Shabbat. We relished the music of Nefesh Mountain as a part of our Bluegrass Shabbat weekend, and we enjoyed the a cappella vocals of 613. Latkes and Bakas with casino-style entertainment was epic as usual. And even our pet canines joined in on the fun with Bar Mitzvah. As a partner, we were fortunate to hold the annual Galinsky Academy PTA Purim Carnival as our final in-person event of the year, which was another major success and enjoyed by all who were able to attend. Then things got challenging, but not impossible, because our community has life and our spirit is strong. We came together and we got creative. We went virtual. Thanks to Haas, Shubi Dubi Shabbat has been live streamed through video every other Friday, and while we couldn't come together in person, this became a highlight of the week for many. We held our first Zoom community dance party to show some much-deserved appreciation for our teachers of the Galinsky Academy. After that first month of homeschooling, we all realized even more how special these men and women are that care for our children every day. Even a pandemic couldn't stop our Lag Baomer campfire from bringing warmth into our homes with songs through the screens of Hazan Holzer and some of our very talented members. To lighten the mood, just last week, comedian Benji Levitt made us laugh about a very relevant topic, Jewish quarantine. Last but not least, our Welcome Shabbat Army continues to grow week by week. What started as our PTA challah orders for a couple of dozen families to claim each Friday at school has evolved into the delivery of Shabbat care packages. We have engaged with hundreds of families within our community, and we hope to continue this outreach for all of our congregants to brighten their days, especially during these challenging times. Over the summer, we will have more music with Voices of Freedom over the 4th of July weekend. We'll be sharing some of the stories of the life and spirit in our community during these times through our program, Some Good News event beginning on July 22nd. Planning ahead, we hope and look forward to being back together during the high holidays for this year's Tashlich on the Beach. And before you know it, we'll be sharing latkes and vodkas again to celebrate Hanukkah. Thank you to the center staff and to everyone who continues to support our programming and our community. I really look forward to seeing you all again in person soon. Thank you.
Shalom. My name is Leif Rush, and I'm the president of the Jacksonville Jewish Center's Men's Club. I'm really excited to see that we are continuing to build a strong foundation that is sustainable and incorporates a number of different interests from around our community and our congregation. This year, we started with a couple of smaller events where we had an opportunity to reach out to new folks and test new ideas. In addition to that, we also participated in the Worldwide Wrap, and I can't tell you how gratifying it was to see multiple generations of Jewish folks donning tefillin and davening. It was really moving. We also enjoyed an event where we had an opportunity to support a local Jewish-owned distillery and sample a bit of their wares and learn how their products were made. This was well received, and we look forward to doing that again and supporting other organizations throughout the community. Next year, we have a little more aggressive goal. We'd like to do more events with our youth group, whether it's camping or other pool type events. We'd love to be able to do more with to bring back some old some standby events, or bring back some other events that people have also enjoyed with football. And we're hoping to have a really good football season, to be able to watch our Jaguars, the Gators, Knowles, or even my favorite, the Vikings. If you're interested in being involved, we'd love to have you. Feel free to contact me at leifrush, LEIFRUSH, @gmail.com.
Hi, my name is Margie Holzer, and I'm the co-president of Jacksonville Jewish Center Sisterhood, and we are thriving. Not only have we met our financial goals, but we learned a lot and we had fun doing it. Some of our programs include traveling Jewishly through the world, Superwomen in the Sukkah, Lou's Comfort Timpani exhibit at the Kummer Museum, getting insights into the future of Jewish music. We did a Torah Fund campaign and program about what it means to be kind, and we had our annual delicious Hamantash and baking. And then the big bug hit us and put a damper in most of our programming for the remainder of the year. We managed to have a Zoom board meeting, and just last week we held elections, installation, and then we had a virtual tea party. We're very proud to announce that our chapter of Women's League won the Jewels of the Crown Award for Excellence in Programming, which is an honor bestowed upon a select group of chapters throughout the country. We are proud to be able to bestow the fruits of our labor to the center with the following contributions: $5,000 to La Door Vador, $3,500 to the Sullivan Religious School, $4,000 to the Setzer Youth Department, and $3,000 in youth scholarships. In addition, we hope to give another $1,500 to the Sisterhood Kitchen as the first of a 2-year installment to cover the costs of an ice machine. After our donor campaign, which is called Ice is Nice, we hope that all of you generously contribute. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my board and for their support and participation this year. They made my job an easy one. And I also look forward to working with Karen Morse, who is my new co-president, and all of the other newly installed board. Stay safe and well. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ben Setzer, and as president of the Jacksonville Jewish Center, I'd like to say we miss seeing each and every one of you in person. We look forward to the day we can all be back together again. This year, we have faced a lot of adversity with a roof collapse and an unimaginable pandemic that has closed the building. While we have faced unprecedented challenges, those challenges have led to some great opportunities. The roof collapse, as an example, allowed us to combine all the schools with the synagogue in the same building. The experience was extremely beneficial to both school parents and synagogue members. The school parents got to see the synagogue side of the building they never would have seen before, and the synagogue members got to see all the wonderful students we have in our schools. Also, the younger and older kids were able to interact together, which was fantastic. We plan to have the Dubo preschool fully operational and looking better than ever this fall. However, the opportunities gained from having to combine the schools and the synagogue were invaluable to help further strengthen the relationship together. We also have been working extremely hard this year on the strategic planning recommendations the congregation provided feedback on. We were well on our way to implementing many of these Sulam recommendations until the pandemic hit. While this might seem like a major setback, we actually have a great opportunity as a congregation to come together during this difficult time to flourish. Through all the chaos over the last several months, the one thing that has stood out to me is how dedicated our members are. The outpouring of support through phone calls, emails, food deliveries, and much more to other members, as well as those in need in our congregation, has been a blessing to see. During times like these, it is comforting to know we have our faith to lean on and the loving people in this community that care for one another. Many of the goals of Sulam, meeting people where they are at, providing virtual programming, providing alternative programming, connecting members with similar interests into smaller groups, and more outreach, have taken on an even greater sense of urgency now that we are faced with the unknown of when we can all be together again in person. Our goal to you moving forward this next year, if we cannot be together, is to be connected. To that end, we want to bring the synagogue to you if you cannot be here with us. To do that, we will continue to have virtual programming and streaming of all in-person services as well as events. In addition, we will be focusing on smaller group events to meet you where you're at, to connect members to one another during this time, since people need interaction more than ever. There will be outreach opportunities as well as alternate programming leading up to and during the high holidays to make it even more special this year. I found this great quote the other day that I think expresses the resolve of this congregation as we move forward during these trying times. It is only in our darkest hour that we discover the true strength of the brilliant light within ourselves that cannot ever be dimmed. We are all in this together, and only together with your support, help, and feedback can we get through this as a congregation. In closing, I would like to thank the synagogue staff, the school staff, the clergy, the board, and lay leaders for all their hard work this past year. They have done a tremendous job under tough circumstances. I am so fortunate to be able to work with such dedicated professionals. In addition, I would like to thank the most important people, you, our members, for all your support this year to continue to sustain us. We are at a crossroads right now where we need your help more than ever, so we stay in members' hearts and minds as we navigate through this very difficult time. If you ever have any questions, concerns, ideas, or feedback, I'm always available to discuss since I truly value member input. I want to wish everyone the best and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.